All right, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? How is it going? I am Is There No One Else? And in today's video, I wanted to talk to you guys about Ashes of Creation's upcoming live stream this Friday that will be covering Node Wars. Now, as you guys know, for the last couple of years, I have been covering the monthly live streams. I've been talking about different information that we have received from Intrepid Studios, just gearing up for the upcoming Alpha 2 in a couple of months here. And I'll be honest, in the last 2 years, this is one of the more exciting live streams for me. As a MMORPG player that really enjoys combat, that really enjoys PvP systems, how am I not excited about Node Wars? So I have enjoyed most live streams over the last couple of years, and the thing that I've enjoyed the most out of it is whether it is covering something I'm not super excited about, like freeholds or mayoralship or crafting, things that, you know, I'll do if I have to, but it's not something that I'm like super excited about. Everything that gets me coming back to being excited about this game and its release is the attention to detail that Steven and Intrepid do. That you can just tell that they're gamers and they care about attention to detail for what players get out of these different systems. And so when I see other players that enjoy these systems getting nice things, I get excited, and I'm like, man, when they get to show the systems and when they get to show these different archetypes that I'm excited about, I get to see the attention to detail they're going to put towards those things. And so that's what gets me really excited. And so Node Wars are one of them. This is a huge potential impact on the world, and I wanted to talk to you about that in this video and talk to you about what we know. And so with that being said, let's dive into it. First things first, Node Wars are what they say they are. It's a Node War. For those of you guys that don't pay too much attention to what Ashes of Creation systems are, nodes are their city system. So cities in Ashes of Creation are called nodes. They start off at a lower level. You work with citizens within the node to do quest lines, gather different materials to level things up, and you slowly level up your node over time. And if you are lucky, you get to advance to a metropolis. As your node levels up, you get more higher level crafting and refining. You also get different quest lines that open up in the area. And so it will behoove a lot of players in Ashes of Creation to work with a node to level up the node as quickly as possible. The more content will show up. Your characters will get better. And let's be honest, guys, character progression is everything. It really is everything for 99.9% of players, which is a true stat that I just made up. So it's really exciting. It's really exciting to see how these nodes are going to progress. And the best part about the system, in my opinion, is not every single node is going to be able to get to the max level metropolis. Only 5 nodes out of the 100 plus that exist on an Ashes of Creation server will be able to become a metropolis due to how the system functions. So if you want to become a metropolis, if you want to have all these nice things, you are going to have to work diplomatically with people around you. You're going to have to work to either crush your enemies or develop alliances in order to succeed and go further than you would as a solo node. And so what we know so far from the Wikipedia is that mayors, nodes can issue these node wars via mandates. We've heard through other live streams in the past, mandates are basically, it's a system that nodes and mayors get through doing different quest lines. So as you complete or as you dole out different quests for your node, if your city is in lockstep with you, and if everybody agrees that you're doing a good job and they want to do, they believe in your mission statement and they're doing the quests that you're giving out, you will get more mandates. If you venture out away from that as a mayor and you're doing things that they don't want and people aren't as enthusiastic about doing these quests, you're going to get less mandates. And so this is part of the mandate system. Mandates can go towards leveling up your node, and apparently they can also go towards initiating war with nodes around you. And so node wars are going to be interesting because these are not the same as node sieges. As you guys know, you can also siege a node, and if you win the siege, the node collapses and it gets destroyed, it becomes rubble, and then it becomes like a full loot PvP area for a few days afterwards. Node wars are different. How they're going to function with how they're written is once this node war is initiated, you then have X amount of days to where these two nodes and both nodes' allies are at war with each other. And so this is another interesting little tidbit. It's not just those two nodes, it's those allies as well. And so this means that some of you more peaceful nodes could potentially be pulled into the fray in these situations, and it could, create a butterfly effect to where you are now involved in a war and you feel a little annoyed at getting attacked by people, and you may want to initiate something later. And so I could see these node wars having a ripple effect throughout the server based off of the fact that different alliances are going to be able to fight with each other. And so the objective, there will be an objective-based PvP mode that will happen during the primetime hours of that server, 3 to 9 p.m., I think they said. We don't know exactly what time, but there's an objective-based mode to where if one side wins the objectives, they win the node war. Now, that's not the only thing that exists. Obviously, New World's war system kind of functions the same way, where it works in wartime. But where Ashes of Creation also differs here is if you cannot make it to wartime, like let's say hypothetically you have kids and that's bedtime for your kids, I can't think of anybody that this would apply to, when you hop on, if you're at war with another node, you can attack and kill these citizens of this other node at free will. It's not going to go towards the objective or anything, but you can inflict punishment on this other node if you so choose to. And so this is a cool way to get people more involved, because obviously, some people, you're at work or you're with your family or you're doing other things, you can't be on the game at that point in time, but you can still do things to impact the war. And so obviously you can't impact the win or loss outcome, but you can inflict punishment. And so I think that's kind of a cool thing that you can hop on and be like, oh wow, we're at war with this node, time to go kill people, right? I think that's a really cool idea. And so these are the things that we know. We know that mayors can issue them via mandates. We know that these node wars can happen between allies and these nodes. What we don't know is how long these node wars are going to last. They haven't, maybe it's in the Wikipedia and you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, but I looked through it, I couldn't find it. I don't know how long node wars are going to last. Is it going to be 1 day, 3 days, 5 days? Or how long can you kill each other's citizens before the actual objective point ends? So that's one thing I'm going to be looking forward to. Number two, as excited as I am about combat and as excited as I am to see players participate in this node war, I'm really interested in this system. And the reason that is oftentimes in other games, PvP is just kind of slapped in there. And for me, PvP is fun. PvP is fun, regardless of whatever the system is. I played New World for a while.
Stop it. Get some help.
I just like PvP. But if they have a robust system where there's good objective-based gameplay that rotates to where you're not doing the exact same game mode, objective game mode, over and over and over again, I think that is the main thing that I'm most excited about. So, for example, the node war system the war system for New World has different points that you can control, and they're, it's more or less the same game mode over and over and over again. It would be cool if Ashes of Creation had different game modes. Maybe you have an assault where you have to bring a flag into a fort or into an area, and then the other team has to defend. Maybe you have a domination style mode, which is very similar, where you have to control different points. These sorts of things. Having different game modes allows it so that players in this game mode can't just build one specific way. They have to be able to play multiple different ways for whatever objective they're going to come across. And so it just increases playability this way, in my opinion. And so I'm interested in seeing that. I'm also interested in seeing what the rewards are. Now, we know that if you sack and loot a caravan and you deliver it to a place, you get resources. We know that if you siege a node and you destroy it, you get to take the resources and you get to destroy a node. What is the penalty and what is the reward for losing and winning a node war respectively? Now, I looked through the Wikipedia and I couldn't find what the winner and loser will get. I'm only one man. I couldn't find anything. So this is another thing that I'm looking forward to hearing from Intrepid Studios and Steven, is regarding like what happens when you win a node war. Because obviously, like, okay, so you're going to have an objective-based system where a winner will decide the outcome. Okay, what do we get when we win? Right. And so it'll be interesting to see with what we've seen from caravans, with what we've seen from other systems in the game. I think we're going to see something pretty exciting in this regard. I think the reward should be pretty bountiful, I would say. Maybe it's a part of their cash. I have no idea. I have no idea what it's going to be, but this is another thing that I'm looking forward to. And so for me, I am obviously very excited to see the combat. I'm very excited to see what that's going to look like, especially the January live stream. We had a caravan PvP live stream, and the attackers had way more attackers than the defenders. I'm hoping that this node war will be on a more even playing field. I personally want to see combat to where things are stressed. I know they're probably going to do a scripted war. I guess it depends on what they're trying to showcase and everything, but I'm really hoping that it's more of an even playing field, that we actually get to see characters' resources stressed, that we get to see combat kind of played out over like 30 people steamrolling 12. That's what I want to see personally. So hopefully we see that. Hopefully we see these cool archetype kits we've seen so far really get fleshed out and get showcased on a bigger live stream like what we're going to see on Friday. But yeah, even despite that, I think the systems, in my opinion, are more important. Like I'm really looking forward to seeing the combat, but what the systems are, what the rewards are, what the structure is really going to decide how much people are going to engage in the system. And so that's what I'm the most excited to see. But yeah, that's the outline. If you guys have any questions or comments, if you could want to point out anything that I got wrong, please let me know. I'm going to end this video here. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day.